Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, I will discuss self-executing anonymous functions in JavaScript. You can write self-executing function in JavaScript. A self-executing function is auto-run or runs automatically when you create it. Let me write a self-executing anonymous function. I will define a function. This is an anonymous function. It doesn't have name. I will execute a JavaScript statement inside this anonymous function. I will say alert, auto show up message. Now to execute this function automatically or to make it auto run or self-executing function, you wrap this function definition inside the parentheses like this, and then you add the auto invoke operator and then a semicolon. So now this function has become self-executing anonymous function. I will go ahead, I'll save this script and I'll open index.html file. So now you can see the action of this self-executing anonymous function. I will go ahead, I will press OK. So this is the syntax of writing self-executing anonymous function, and you can see without being called or invoked, it is executed automatically. There is an alternate syntax of writing a self-executing anonymous function. Let me show you the alternate syntax. I will copy the first syntax. In this second syntax, you just take in this auto invoke operator inside the wrapper. But I personally prefer the first syntax. I will change this message little bit. I will say auto show up message 2. I will go ahead, I will save this script. I will refresh the browser. So this is the auto execution of first syntax and this is the auto execution of second syntax. So this is the way how you write self-executing anonymous function in an alternate syntax. You can add parameters and pass arguments to a self-executing anonymous function. I will define a function with two parameters, x and y, and inside this function, I will perform some block of code. I'll say alert sum of x and y, and then plus, and then I will add an expression. And inside this expression, I will add x plus y. Now I will wrap this function definition inside a parenthesis to make it self-executing anonymous function. To pass arguments to these parameters, I will add arguments inside this auto invoke operator. I will add 10 and 20. These values will be passed as an argument to these parameters. I will go ahead, I will save this script. I will refresh the page. This is the result of first self-executing anonymous function, and this is the second one, and this is the third one. You can see it returns the addition of x and y. I will press OK. So by this way, you can pass values as an argument to the parameters of self-executing anonymous function. It is possible for a self-executing anonymous function to return some value. Let me give you an example of a self-executing anonymous function with return value. I will define a function with two parameters, x and y. This function will simply return the addition of x and y. Let me create some space so you can see it clearly. Now I will wrap this function definition inside the parentheses to make it self-executing anonymous function. And then I will add the auto invoke operator, and inside this I will add two values 10 and 50. Now these two values will be passed as an argument to these parameters, and the arithmetic addition operation will be performed, and this self-executing anonymous function will return the addition of x and y. I will also need a variable to store the return value. I will assign this self-executing anonymous function to variable sum. So when this self-executing anonymous function will return the addition of x and y, it will be stored to variable sum. And then I will alert the return value. I will say return. I will add the variable sum. I will go ahead and I will save this script and I will refresh the page. So this is the first auto execution, this is second, this is third, and this is the fourth one. And this fourth one is returning some value, and which is the addition of two variables, two parameters x and y. So by this way you can also add a return statement to a self-executing anonymous function. So in this video I covered self-executing anonymous function.